Hey folks, it's Blake with 04K9 Training. I just got my Bravowalk dog training system in the mail, and I really like this because I'm a big fan of anything that seeks to make the lives of dog owners easier with their dogs. I think it's a sign of progress and excellent human ingenuity. So here's my review. Go ahead and take a look. Okay, so here is the Bravowalk dog training system. Now, inside the box, we've got the instruction manual. Okay, important. We've got a little note from the developers. That's also important. The Bravowalk system itself, put that to the side. And then we've got the charging cable. Okay, so I'm just gonna close this, put it over here, go through the instruction manual. It's got a lot of helpful information in there. How to get started, right? The different levels. It's got a little note about the battery, the safety shutoff feature, which is great. Highly recommend that, it's awesome. And then a lot of the warnings, so definitely go through that. Okay, and this is just a reiteration of one of the most important aspects of the collar being a correction device. The battery usually lasts about a week, all right, and only takes about 2 hours to charge. So this is pretty nice feature. And everybody's got a little charging block, so. Okay, now the device itself. Okay, so the collar has 4 settings. Default is green, but you start, the lowest setting is blue, then green, then yellow, and then red. Okay, so green being the factory setting, it already has the lowest form of stim on it. Blue is just tone and vibrate. It tones and then it vibrates, okay? The green does tone, then it vibrates, and then it enacts the low-level stim. The yellow does tone, vibrate, and then medium-level stim. And lastly, the red does tone, vibrate, and a higher level of stim. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the functions of the collar itself. This is a correction collar, and it is activated when the dog pulls into the system. If the dog stops pulling, the collar shuts off. Simple as that. I really like that the collar gives the dog a correction tone as a warning, as a correction marker. I think that's excellent. And that's going to really help the dogs in the future by giving them a chance to respond favorably or not favorably. The dog should always have 2 choices in front of them. They should always have the ability to decide. Okay, let's talk about some of the challenges the tool has. So I think it works well, but like I said, it's got some challenges, and here they are. If your dog is reactive, this device is not for you. Precisely because it's going to be correcting your dog or giving the warning signs as the dog is showing their reactivity, not before when they're giving little reactive warning signs, which is where you should be correcting them, right? Which is why a prong collar would probably be better here. Now, if they are reacting and you've missed correcting them in the warning signs, during those warning periods, what's going to happen is it's going to escalate the bad behavior. Fear aggression is going to be escalated to hyper fear aggression, all right? You don't want that. So if you have a reactive dog, this isn't the tool for you. Now, if your dog accidentally pulls, that can be problematic because your dog is getting corrected at the wrong time, and you don't really have the ability to be considerate of your dog. And because of the warning structure, the tone, then the vibrate, and then the stim, that could potentially be mitigated, okay? Lastly, there's no charging port cover. It's not waterproof, it's water resistant, but I wouldn't take the dogs out in the rain with it. And you can't correct the dog unless they pull. For me, that's problematic. But I do think that this could be a help to a lot of people if you don't have a reactive dog and you find ways to be considerate using the tool. So I like it. I think this is definitely a tool that we need to, the company needs to continue to push this, continue to innovate and change things up. I'm excited to see the next product, honestly. Hey folks, so here's my thoughts. I think this is a sign of progress, human ingenuity, anything to make the lives of dog owners and their dogs easier and better is a sign of progress. I think it's a glorious thing. It's a step in the right direction, and there's some more kinks to be worked out of it, but I can recommend it with reservations. One being the challenges I mentioned earlier with regard to correcting your dog. And I think what's missing is a form of restoration. You've got to restore your dog. And traditionally, that's done through some kind of reward-based system, right? So you correct your dog. This is a correction tool. There's some kind of reward right after when they stop doing what they were doing. Okay, so this is typically done through either food, treats, play, or ball play. Okay, so you pop the ball. Ideally, you would play with the dog. That's, I think, the best way. If you can play with your dog, that's the way to go. You can do the treats or the food, and that's fine too. But I think playtime is going to be the biggest thing. So they get corrected, they stop what they're doing, you move right into the reward-based system. Okay, so make sure that you're restoring your dogs to fellowship. Use some kind of play. Have some treats on you and make it fun, right? Let your dog know, don't do that, and we're on the same team. Consider Bravowalk as an option to help you with your dog.